This is Brick Wall Cinema with your host, Chance the Riot. And on today's episode, we have Sergio with us talking about the worst movies of 2023. All right, now let's talk about the top 10 worst movies of 2023. We'll start with the top 10 worst and work our way up from 10 to 1. So number 10, I have House Party 2023. With this movie, it was so pointless. Instead of it being about two high schoolers throwing a house party after class or after school, it's about these two house cleaners that trying to make money for themselves. So they throw a party at LeBron James's house and have a bunch of celebrity cameos and hijinks ensue. I saw this when it came out in theaters, and my first thought was this movie should have been an HBO Max original because there's no reason for it to be in the theaters. Who's gonna be all the dance scenes in it? You don't want to dance in the theater. You want to dance at home, watch it with your family, and do whatever you want. Because I feel like it's a COVID movie. Because it all takes place in the house. Nothing against COVID. I mean, yes, against COVID, but nothing against making movies during COVID. But this felt like a COVID-made movie. You know what I mean?
Yes.
For number 9, I have You People.
I thought you really enjoyed that movie.
I didn't really like. That's why it's low on my list. It's not the worst, but working my way up. With You People, it was all right, but I feel like it lost its message, and I felt like it didn't know what it wanted to be. Because on one hand, it's trying to be meet the parents, but another one is trying to be guess who's coming to dinner, and it feel like it's teetering on both and not trying to find a lane of where it wants to stay. I find that was the biggest problem with the movie. Kenya Barris, props to him for all the things he's done, like Blackish, Grownish, Mixedish, and writing Shaft and You People and directing You People. This is directorial debut. He co-wrote it with Jonah Hill, but it feels like almost all Kenya Barris's work always feel like they're trying to let me rephrase this. It just felt like it was trying to tackle a lot of things at once, and that was the biggest problem with the movie. For number 8, we have 65, the movie with Adam Driver in basically a video game sci-fi world where dinosaurs still exist and with
That came
laser
out this year?
guns. Yeah, it was ass. I actually was struggling staying awake watching it. They gave too much money for this movie. They put too much money into this movie.
They didn't really do a whole lot in the movie. It was more just like very subtle things that you picked up along the way.
Right. And
It was
it's
basically like watching a guy go through his day and you trying to figure out how he got through this day, basically.
Yeah, and then having a little girl companion with him. We already been seeing it so many times with Last of Us and Logan and Mandalorian that it's a played out genre that is a really specific genre to be made fun keep on going towards.
I'm not sure if it's played out. I just don't think they did it right in this one.
Yeah, that too. Next, we got Missing for number 7, and I think that should be a little higher, but I'm not gonna change my list now. With Missing, I saw this movie at a Mystery Movie Monday with my friend, and we're both guessing what movie it was gonna be, getting excited. Then we started and had Storm Reed saying, "Hi, welcome to our movie. We're gonna be watching Missing," and a sigh went over the crowd. I swear to God, Sergio, everyone was like, "Oh no!" That was a whole theater. I don't blame them because I don't feel like I didn't want to be watching a computer screen for an hour and a half with the little girl screaming saying, "Where's my mom? Where can I find my mom? Hi, you know my mom is?" How is that supposed to be thrilling? We're just seeing a lady sit her ass just watching her computer hoping something happens to her mom. If I'm watching a movie and my mom's gone, I will take initiative. I will at least get out of the fucking house to look for my mom. And they don't really an excuse to why she's stuck there.
Isn't that kind of the where you're supposed to do whenever you report someone missing? You're supposed to let the police do anything because you're not supposed to do anything to impede the search.
Sergio, are you gonna tell me that if your mom was missing, you wouldn't get off your lazy? Yeah, I'm not gonna say lazy. I'm sorry. Get off your ass and do something about it instead of staying on the computer the whole time.
I'd probably call the police, and even then, I couldn't do anything because where would I go look?
Found out your mom was in another country.
I couldn't do anything then.
You wouldn't find a plane trip anywhere to. You wouldn't go find it. Go anywhere to go find her.
I'd probably tell the police, but I can't do anything if I go over there because I don't know the place. If anything, I'll just be the same. I'll probably end up the same way.
I feel like we have different opinions on this, Sergio. I think you'll love this movie. I think I'll give it a top, give it a 5 out of 5. Never mind.
No, I wouldn't because I don't like these kind of movies.
Next up, we got Vacation Friends 2 for number 6. Why the fuck do we need a Vacation Friends 2? We didn't need it. No one wanted it. No one was asking, oh my god, that movie was so good, we need a sequel. And that's gonna be a continuing topic throughout this movie, throughout this list of mine, because it's a lot of unnecessary sequels came out this year. But with Vacation Friends 2, it was a lot of, oh, we're back again. This time we're having a kid. And also there's other guy here. And also everyone's having a fucking secret. I can't tell them about this because then they'll get in trouble. I don't want to lose my job because if I didn't know about this, I'm gonna get in trouble. I don't know. My dad knows about me being alive because then I want to be in trouble. It's all secrets. Everyone has a fucking secret. It's frustrating because it's all just building up tension. Something we already know is gonna happen. Everyone's gonna blow up. Everything's gonna fail. Everyone's all the secrets are gonna be revealed, and this all happens. And guess what happens? Everything I just said happens.
Like the Glass Onion.
No, not like Glass Onion. This is good.
But everyone has a secret in the Glass Onion, and everything blows up.
Not literally, Sergio. Actually, it kind of is literal. Okay, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm gonna say not as in Glass Onion because Glass Onion did it perfectly. Vacation Friends 2
Yeah,
did
they
it.
did it. They did the same thing, just worse.
Next up, we got for number 5, Good Burger 2. I'm not gonna say it again, but the trailer like from we didn't need a Good Burger 2.
Really.
I mean,
I
I
remember when you
mean
told me about this, you got so excited about it,
because I had thought of the possibilities of it being good, but then
and it wasn't, huh?
immediately my hopes were dropped so low, so low when I saw all the characters come back and seeing it. Like it was cool seeing them play the parts again, but then I realized I didn't really like Ed in the first movie. He was way too stupid for even for me. I like dumb characters in movies; they're funny, but this one was like too dumb to even look at.
Basically, like since he was the main character, or maybe he was just dumber than usually what the dumb person is, it kind of just took away from like anything that was actually happening on screen. It just
Yes,
made you frustrated.
yeah, and in the movie he has kids.
That doesn't make sense.
He has like 6 kids.
That is not actually hard to believe, but yeah, I guess it doesn't really make sense.
Like what? Who the fuck would want to have multiple kids with this goofy motherfucker?
Didn't it already establish like in the first movie that there's a girl who likes him?
No, that was a honeypot. She was supposed to get the sauce out of Ed. I should rephrase
Oh,
that.
right, right, right.
She was sent there by Mondo Burger to get the secret sauce ingredients for the company, rival company. And
Um,
I know you're gonna say, yeah, that sounds like SpongeBob. Well, I guess I wonder how Nickelodeon got the idea for them for the show.
didn't SpongeBob come out before this?
No, came out in '99.
SpongeBob came out in 99?
Yeah,
And when did this came out?
Good Burger 1 came out in '97,
97? Hmm.
and so like all the cameos were pretty cool, but points at the same time. Because like out of nowhere, we have like Pete Davidson for one scene saying, "Hey, you're asleep at the cashier box. I need my food." And the joke, there you go, goodbye, Pete Davidson.
That's just
And
it?
yeah, that's his cameo. And then another one where it has all these celebrities singing like singing a song like Imagine, like remember when Gal Gadot and all bunch of celebrities during COVID were singing like Imagine all the people, like all that song.
No,
Remember the boys when A Train and all the superheroes did it?
no.
Well, like that's what there's a point where they have a bunch of celebrities singing, and they have George Clinton, who was there at the first movie, singing too, and they all seem like they sung it, they shot it in their cars or like on their phones during their breaks, and I feel like also this movie was shot this year, like in a month, like in less than a couple weeks, which got me really worried because they announced the movie this year, like like in June, I think. So like during that turnaround, I'm like, this is a really cheap movie done really fast, like Tyler Perry's level fast. And I gave that movie a watch because I already nothing else going on. It was Thanksgiving. I was bored. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll watch this. For number 4, I got Five Nights at Freddy's.
That
Do
hurts.
you know why it's number 4, Sergio?
No. Because you didn't really tell me much other than the fact that you thought it was more for the fans than anything else.
That's mainly why, because I don't know any of the things that are happening in the movie. I mean, I do know what's going on, but I don't know the lore, and I feel like this is more for fans. It's not really that much of a movie. I feel like something I'll watch at home, which makes sense why I went on Peacock. But I regret going to theater to see it
I asked you if you wanted me to clear anything up, but you said no.
because I feel like you having to explain it to me was not going to make it better.
Well, then why do you why do you try to continuously explain stuff to me that I just don't get?
There's a glimpse of hope that you might understand after I explain it.
And
I
you
was
see
like,
how well that worked out.
with what?
Well, with pretty much every movie you saw and how I just tried to do the same to you.
No,
So then me explaining it would have helped your experience.
no, no, wait, no, 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 no. It's still a bad movie. I just didn't like it. It felt really cheap and really boring.
Hmm.
Cause I'm not there looking at the Easter eggs because I don't know what the fucking Easter eggs are,
There were
and
no Easter eggs.
yes, there were Easter eggs,
Like what?
and Markiplier as a security guard. Oh no, you know what?
Markiplier wasn't the security
Never
guard.
mind. No, I'm cutting this out. It was just I didn't like it. Yeah, I'm not trying to make you feel bad. That's just how I feel.
No, I'm not saying it makes me feel bad.
You
I'm just
just
trying to
did. You
understand your
said it
reasoning
hurts.
of why you don't like it.
You just said that hurts.
Well, yeah, because of how much you don't like it. Because I'm not angry with you for not liking it. I'm just saying that it kind of hurts that there are people like that who don't get it the way some of us do that would enjoy it the same way. I understand if you don't like it, but it doesn't mean like I can't wish for you to want to get the same enjoyment out of it as I did.
Next up, we got Meg 2, The Trench for number 3. You know, good and goddamn well this movie's on number 3. Let me paint a picture. It's a Thursday night. I get a call from Sergio saying,
You
"Hey,
don't
you
get
want
a
to go
call
to the
from me.
movies?" I get a call from you.
I don't call you.
It's Thursday night. I call Sergio saying, "Hey, you want to watch a movie?" He says, "Sure." I say, "Yeah, I'll let you pick this time, Sergio. I'll let you pick." And he says, "Oh, okay, sure. Let's watch Meg 2, The Trench." I said, "Oh, okay." And it's like the next showtime's only in 3D. There's no other showtimes after that. He's like, "Okay, let's get the 3D." I paid for both our tickets.
That was in 3D?
It was in 3D.
I don't remember that.
I remember because it's all fucking blurry. So we get
Wait,
in
then why'd you get the 3D one?
because there are no other showtime, Sergio.
You could have just said no, you know.
I had hoped that you might have picked a good movie.
We didn't know anything about the movie.
I know the sequel to the Meg.
No shit, it's the Meg 2.
I trusted you. All hope was gone.
But it's because you called so late at night.
I said, you know what, Sergio might be onto something here. It might be pretty good. And then we start off with the dinosaur getting eaten by a shark, and next you know, Under Pressure from Queen starts playing, like the logos start playing, and I yell "fuck you" at the theater.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
No, you didn't. You were just like you just sighed and tilted your head off
You
to the
started
side.
no, cause you started laughing your ass off. I yelled "fuck you."
Yes, I found that hilarious.
Cause oh my god, I wanted to leave.
You could have.
I could have. I helped. Like I can't leave. Sergio's really happy for this. He's smiling and laughing in the corner right now. I can't leave now. So I stayed. You know, we're the only people in the fucking theater because everyone knew. I'm the only person that
Everyone,
didn't know.
everyone was laughing.
No one was in the fucking theater, Sergio. No
There
one
were
was
other people.
there.
There was four other people.
Four other people. No, there wasn't. They
Yeah.
left. They saw what they were watching. Oh hell no, and walked out.
You do know you could have done the same if you wanted.
That would be rude.
Really. Rude to who?
Rude to you.
How?
I'm a good friend. I'm a loyal friend.
You're the one who paid for the tickets.
Hey, see how loyal I am?
Yes, because I pay you
You
back
made
and I
me
pay for the
suffer through
food.
all that bullshit. Like I was strapped down like in Clockwork Orange.
You could have just said that you wanted to leave. I would be fine with it.
I can't leave after the movie starts. I can't get a refund after the movie starts.
No, like, but I pay you back. You could have just asked for that.
But I won't get my option to get see a third movie back, Sergio. I got A list, and if I see one movie, I get 3 movies a week. So if I see one movie, I can't see another one after that.
So then, did you see any other movies after that?
Yeah, 2, but not. I could have seen 3. This is your fault. I'm
So
blaming
you
you.
didn't get your full three.
What?
You said that if you bought one movie, you can see three other movies that week, right?
Yes.
Did you see those other three movies?
No, I only saw 2.
And why didn't you see the third one?
Because I saw the Meg 2. Next up, we got White Man Can't Jump for number 2.
Is that the one where they where there's a white guy on an all black team and then he helps them find what? I think I might have seen a clip of this, but I don't know anything about it.
It's about a white guy hustling, and a white guy and black guy hustling basketball players for money by people thinking that he can't dunk and jump because he's white.
That's kind of racist.
No shit, Sergio. That's what. The first movie is a classic. It came out in the '90s with Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson. It was actually really good. It's not really a flat out comedy, but it was comedic. It was more of a dramedy. But with Why Men Can't Jump on Hulu, like the one that came out this year, it was just from the same director of House Party. So I guess he just sucked doing black comedy reboots.
Is this really considered a black comedy reboot?
Remake, I guess remake will be the better answer, but I would say so.
Isn't like the main character white though?
Yeah,
Would that make it a black comedy if if it's a white guy in a place where all these African Americans are there, or is it like considered a black comedy if it centers around a black character?
it depends on the people behind the scenes and also people on like
Okay, so you would consider
focusing
this
on
like
it.
a black comedy? This movie?
I would say kind of. It's more predominantly black than white, so that's what I'd say predominantly black and than white. So I would say so.
Mm.
But this one also they try to bring up a new aspect of it by instead of just saying white men can't jump as a joke, saying like he can't jump, he can't play basketball. In this one, he really has something wrong with his legs to where he can't jump.
And that kind of defeats the whole purpose.
Yeah.
So I
So
guess they tried to make it like less about like him about his race and like the stereotype behind that, and more about like he just had no one expects him to do it because of certain like injuries. Where it's less
right.
about his skin, where less about stereotypes and more about like what he can actually do.
Yeah, and they didn't in the original movie. Oddly enough, didn't have that many as many white jokes as they do in this one. And also, do you know who co-wrote this movie?
No,
Kenya Barris,
who's that?
the director and co-writer of You People.
Oh yeah, didn't you just say that?
I said it. Yeah, when I for number my top for my number 9 listing. Yeah, so he's not really on a good track record with me right now.
Are these his first movies or
Yeah, he's
has he been
predominantly
on there for a while?
these are his first movies. Like he also co-wrote Shaft, the one with Brendan with with your boy A Train. You remember the one with all the three Shafts in it.
Uh-huh.
He also wrote Girl Trip, Coming to America, the sequel, The Witches, and Barbershop, The Next Cut. Oh, cheaper by the dozen. It's the one Disney Plus. Yeah, that one was. If I finished a movie, that would be in my top 10, but I couldn't do that. And now for my number 1 movie. Drumroll, please. Hypnotic.
What's that? You told me about that. I don't know much about it.
It was the latest Robert Rodriguez movie. Like it came out in theaters like a week, but then nothing else from it. I saw it in a Mr. Movie Monday, where they didn't tell us what the movie was before we started to see the movie, and it was like starring Ben Affleck. It was so forgettable and boring. I fell asleep twice in the theater, twice. An action movie. I don't know how the hell it. The movie really was hypnotic, but not in the right way, and that's things that's not even that bad. It's just really boring, and I hate boring more than actual bad because with bad I can actually talk about it, but with this one it's really just meh. It's what's so funny.
He said meh, and I just instantly thought of Meg.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
So the only problem you had with this movie was that it was kind of like a flat line. Like there was nothing happening that caught your attention. And
Yes,
overall, the movie just felt like just very one note and didn't really interest you at in the least.
yes, it gave me hope because I had Robert Rodriguez behind the wheel and Ben Affleck starring in it. So like, of course I'm interested in watching it. It looked cool, but then it stumbled and fell and broke his back and had to go be taken to the hospital. All right, so let's talk about your top 10 worst movies, Sergio.
All right. I'm not sure if I have all 10, but these are the ones I've seen, so I can at least talk about them. All right. Well, let's see. Which one was the least
How many do
of
you have on your list?
I believe about 9 or 10.
Let the audience know which one's which.
All right, let's start off with the least. It should be, I believe the least worst one I've watched this today would be The Flash. It was a very entertaining movie. I liked it. I liked some parts of it, but overall, like it felt like not up to the hype, basically, which didn't really surprise me. I noticed like a lot of things with it, and it felt like it was being trying to be this epic tale about the hero, but it just felt off. Like something didn't add up.
Is it that the superhero, the main guy supposed to play a hero as a villain?
Yeah.
Yeah. First, I was questioning like, why the Flash for number 10? But I guess I can see that now.
Mm-hmm.
All
And
right.
the next one will probably be, I don't really, I'm not sure if this is the worst, but for me, it just didn't feel memorable, I guess. Which would be Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Did that came out this year?
Yeah, you watched it? I didn't know you watched it.
Oh yeah, I mentioned this. I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, but I watched it. I liked it a lot because I like seeing Indiana Jones coming back, but it felt like a lot of what the character was before seemed to be kind of like tossed around a bit. Because like I get it, he's old. He feels like it feels like he's retired and he's like a professor. But then they introduced like this his goddaughter, and it felt like she was trying to be like the next Indiana Jones, but she just felt like this basically just like a side character of any Indiana Jones movie where they're just like a they start off as this sort of redeemable but kind of like annoying character, and the way they played off like how he's living alone now, like how they did it, like it was interesting, but I just felt like they killed off a bunch of characters for almost no reason.
Even like Clooney's son.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah, it was funny. It was funny at first, but then like I remembered because I watched it back to back, and it was like it felt like a waste of a character, basically to me. Yeah,
I thought it was actually pretty good, but not the best in the franchise. Obviously, not. That's why I gave it a 3, I believe, on Letterboxd.
and I believe my next one, which is number 8, is Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Really? Why Quantumania?
Like I said, this is not gonna say like it's the worst movie of like I disliked it. It's just that it wasn't the best one I've seen out of all after everything I've seen. Mostly because like it felt like it was trying to go in one direction, but then during the editing they turned it in a completely different direction. Because as I was watching it, like it kept building up to this thing, and then they introduced like his daughter as this as she was trying to like she was doing something illegal during the protest. It felt like it was going to do a conflict between like what do you define as the right thing to do, trying to decide which is the right thing to do. And then they kind of took that all out by having just like them straight off the bat just go against the villain, despite like him trying to convince Scott to come to see things his way. And then remember that scene when he comes through breaking the wall and he starts making that speech about you didn't keep your word to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that felt like something that was supposed to be part of something else. I didn't really feel like because like based on the actions, there was nothing he promised that he didn't already said he was going to do because he was already established as this bad guy, as like something as like you're not supposed to trust me, and now he's saying like I trusted you, you went behind my back, you stabbed me in the back, and it was like how did he stab you in the back when it was already established that he was a not someone to be trusted?
You justified it really well. I was scared to put it on my worst sub list because my shocking opinion, I hate to break this to everyone, but I don't like Star Wars. And this
Oh
reminded me a
yeah.
lot of Star Wars. But I left it off my worst sub list because I do like Paul Rudd. I do like the visual effects. Looked really cool.
Oh, they were awesome.
Yeah, I watched this in IMAX 3D when it came out.
It clear
So
they put a lot of money into this, but mostly they just did it visually and for the actors. They didn't really seem to put a whole lot of thought behind the movie and behind the story and the message.
right, and also Jonathan Majors did a good role. Say what you will about him now, but at that moment, I thought
He
he
played
was
his
really
character
good.
perfectly, actually.
Yeah, like
Although, like considering his history of what we know of him now, that doesn't actually that shouldn't be a surprise.
yeah. Oh boy. Let's move
All
on before
right.
we have to talk about that.
Now let's see. Next one would probably be Wish.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Why is Wish on there?
Okay, let me explain because this is just the amount of movies I've seen, and I do think Wish had some pretty good points, but overall, it just didn't give me what I was expecting. And overall, it relied heavily on the fact like it was a homage to Disney. It didn't really stand on its own. Like if you take away all the Easter eggs from Disney that are put into this movie, and it just does not stand by itself. And as I told you before, it's a very bare bones movie. It is enjoyable at some parts, but it feels like they put more money into the songs than the actual story. And the animation, it felt polished and clean, but it felt the same as Nimona, but the story just didn't compare to everything else I've seen because it was like very it just felt like everything just went along with the change of events very easily. It didn't feel like there was actual weights or consequences to anything.
I see where you're coming from. That's how I felt when I first watched it, but then I re-listened to the songs over and over again. Like you said, the songs are really good. The animation is pretty good, and you bring it up that Disney, like it not working alone. If you take all the Disney references, I agree with you wholeheartedly on that.
Honestly, I felt like this could actually have been put into a short and it would have worked probably better because like it felt like a bunch of stuff that spread out through the entire film that it just didn't really seem necessary.
Like the One Pond Studio short.
Oh no, that I loved. It was yeah, but yes, that's what I mean. It basically felt like I felt like that short was a better homage than this movie.
Yeah, because it's people we know doing things that we love. It's
True,
easy to say
yes.
that. It's easy to say that about Once Upon a Studio, but with Wish, it's our all. These are all new characters in a new place with new people with new problems and stories.
Okay.
So watching it, I guess they kind of can do the story without it being heavily on Disney, but it won't be the same. So
Exactly. That's what I mean. Because like without the Disney, then this isn't really much of a story. It's just a random story that could be like it felt like a an AI kind of an AI wrote the script.
I don't say that, man.
Well, in some parts, although the emotion and character the movement was very good and there were certain things I liked about the movie, it itself felt mediocre compared to everything else I've seen by Disney.
Yeah.
Like I even enjoyed Lightyear more than this.
Oh, those are fighting words, Sergio. Those are fucking fighting words.
Well, that's my take, but personally, like I said, I enjoyed Lightyear and I did enjoy Wish, but overall, I did not feel like Wish was something that you should see in theaters. It felt like something you should probably see at home.
What? How would you rate it?
Like I said before, probably like a 3 or 2, because if you take everything else from the history of Disney that was in there, like, can you tell me what do her friends do in the movie? Like, besides be all just together?
Well, the black one stands there and says, "Something's wrong with you, Asha."
Is that it?
And scene. The other one and her friend Doc. I'm just basing off of their Sleepy the Seven Dwarfs with
Yeah,
Doc.
because well, they are basically based off the Seven Dwarfs.
Yeah, like that's her best friend. That's her character trait. She's the leader.
Doc?
Yeah, Doc.
She's not the leader. If anything,
Doc's the
Anya,
leader.
Doc's the lead. Yes, Doc
Yes,
is the
Doc's
leader
the
of Seven
leader.
Dwarfs. Yes, but she doesn't do anything to lead anybody.
Yes, she does.
What does she do?
She makes cookies.
That's it.
She sang in the song.
They all sing in a song.
She tells them in the song to get up. She's not the one that's fed up. I know the song deep.
They all do that in the song.
She's the one that's after Asha says saying what she knows about the. You know what? Fuck it. Why am I defending this? What am I doing? Why am I defending this?
That's why I keep questioning you because why are you doing this? Because they don't really do much to the story.
Right. Okay. What's up next, Sergio?
All right, let's see. That was number 8, right? Or 5?
Dude, it's your list. I can't tell.
Shit.
Oh my god.
All right, wait a second. Let me just make sure I keep track.
This is very unprofessional.
Well, it's a podcast and we're not very professional.
Shh. They don't know that. They don't fucking.
Attention viewers, we are not professionals. We are just two people who are so bored we want to do something that makes us feel.
Brother, this guy stinks!
Exactly. Thank you for proving my point.
No. Oh wait. Hold on.
You just proved my point, man.
What's the next fucking movie?
All right, let's see. Let's just go with what I feel like. I believe next one, let's see. We'll just call this number 6. We'll go with Leo.
Really?
Yes, I enjoyed this movie because the story was honestly much better than Wish, but overall the animation and some of the jokes kind of fell flat for me because the animation was pretty good considering like this was a very low budget movie that was put on streaming, but sometimes there were some times that the animation did feel stiff at some points, and the story wasn't very what do I say, didn't have much depth to it as everything was pretty much in your face.
I could see that. Yeah, it was for kids though.
Yes, that's my point. Like I kind of expected something a little bit more, and I guess that's kind of my fault because going into this, I was like saying like, "Hey, this might be a fun little movie to watch." And but like after it came out onto streaming, I kept seeing like posters of it advertising it on like buses and bus stations everywhere.
Yeah, I saw on buses too. Why is this movie advertised on buses a lot?
I know, that's what I was thinking because like on my way to school and the way back, I kept seeing it on the buses saying Leo, Leo everywhere.
Adam Sandler is Leo.
Yeah. Let's
What's
go to
next?
number 5, I believe. That would probably be Spy Kids Armageddon.
No. Okay, yeah, I get that. I thought it'd be higher.
Yeah, to be honest, I did enjoy it because we mostly made fun of like the fact that it wasn't finished because we saw it before it came out.
Yeah, we saw like an early screener of it, and
And
I
the effects just were just like the effect before the effects, it was just like really funny because we kept seeing like guys in green suits all over the set.
oh yeah, it was hilarious.
And then there was the big robot that just like it was just a still picture that just enhanced in the tree.
Oh shit! How did I not put this in my list? Now I'm mad. I didn't like this movie. I didn't, but I should have put that in the fucking list.
Oh yeah, it was just so funny to see that. And I honestly liked how they're trying to like it felt like a repeat of like the very first movie, but it just felt like the kids were even younger and and I'm not sure what it was, but it just felt like it didn't really feel as charming as the first one. To me anyway.
Yeah, it first one felt more earnest. Yeah, the
True.
animation wasn't good, but it looked like, but it felt like the heart and effort was put into it.
Yeah, this one it felt like they tried to do the same thing, but they tried something very different that didn't quite work as well.
Yeah, but I appreciate them trying to add in elements from all the movies. That was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that was really good. Let's see. What's the next one? That would be number 3, which would probably be 65. I also saw that movie. Yeah. I understand what you said when you said like how it was a very boring movie and there wasn't really a whole lot going on there. I watched it. I enjoyed it a bit more, but the story itself just felt and the sequence of events it just didn't feel right. It just didn't work. The acting was great, but overall, I just felt like it didn't work in this movie. They didn't really do anything with it. I was actually kind of excited to see it.
Yeah, I got excited when I saw Sam Raimi was directing it, but then it just dropped after I watched it.
Yeah,
Like,
what honestly intrigued me was about it because I thought it was gonna be like some kind of version of like After Earth. Like you remember that movie?
and you thought it'd be
But
good after knowing that?
yes,
You like
because
After Earth?
yes, because I watched After Earth and I found some parts of it entertaining, some parts I didn't because it was kind of boring at some parts. I expected this to be a little bit more action and maybe have like a little more essence in it, but it just kind of felt the same, so I kind of get disappointed after that.
Yeah,
But
it
so
was
what was
all
that?
right. Oh, nothing. Go ahead.
All right, so let's see. I'm getting lost everywhere, but I'm gonna try and keep you guys on track. I believe that's actually about it. I might have lost count throughout the entire time, but
Oh my
hopefully you
god.
guys understand my reasoning.
Fucking god, I can't believe this. This is unprofessional. Hey everyone, thanks for listening. And be sure to subscribe to our channel and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok at Brick Wall Cinema. Have a cinematic day.